I want to show you all my first engineering paycheck, and this is something that I suggest if you are about to become an engineer, I would suggest you guys do something similar to this. So let me show you my first engineering paycheck. Here it is. It is a 1 ounce gold coin. And the reason that I did this is I really wanted something physical, something that I could touch, something that I could just remember my accomplishment and to be able to really have something to say, like, yes, I was able to accomplish it. I was able to remember this goal because it's very important to actually be able to recognize the accomplishments and the milestones that you hit along your life. I remember when I first started in high school, or when I first graduated from high school, I had no idea how I was going to actually accomplish this goal. I really did not believe that I would ever be able to become an engineer. The reason for that is because when I graduated high school, I had almost no money. I think I had $120 in my bank account. I was ineligible for both student loans and the government or the money that the government gives to people. So I couldn't get government assistance or student loans, and so I was like, "Oh, okay, how am I going to do this?" So what I did was I was working full time, and then I started at a community college, and I just took maybe one class per term, and then some terms I wasn't even able to go and take a class because I just didn't have enough money to pay tuition. So I saved up money during that term, and then went back to college the next term. And I remember first off just being very like unsure about if I was ever going to be able to make it because well, I didn't have the finances. The other thing was just the environment that I was in wasn't very conducive to believing that you would be able to accomplish this. And the reason that I say that is because at a community college, I don't know how other people's experience was, but at least mine, I felt that the environment was very stale. Everyone was kind of in this pool that you knew that there was this huge hurdle from jumping from a community college over to a university, and very few people actually made that hurdle. Now, logically, you can think, oh, it's not that big a deal, but there is that hurdle. Whereas when you're at a university, it's more just seamless. There's no transition period, there's nothing that you need to do to go from sophomore to junior. You can take sophomore classes and junior classes at the same time. There's no differentiation. But at a community college, it a lot of people would be there for a very, very, very long time. And so you got this idea like, oh, okay, there's this insurmountable mountain that you need to pass, and you see people who are unable to do it, and you start thinking like, okay, well, am I going to be able to do it? And you just get in that environment where you just feel very stale. That's how I would describe the community college vibe. The other thing was the company that I was working for, everyone was going for engineering, and only a very few actually were able to successfully become engineers. Most people would start engineering, they would take one class, two classes, and then they wouldn't officially drop out, but they would stop. And then they would say, "Oh, I'm going to go back in a couple terms." And then they just never did, or maybe they did one more class. It was very much just like everyone was going for engineering, but very few people actually accomplished it. And so when I was at that time frame, I was thinking like, man, why everyone else is not able to do it? Why would I think that I'm able to do it? And so I had that kind of thought process at that time. But what I did was I just kept taking one class per term, one class, one class, one class, and kept going and going and going. And eventually, the next thing was, okay, well, now I have completed my classes at Portland Community College. Time to transfer to Oregon State. So I was able to. There was actually a lot of like paperwork and stuff like that that you needed to fill out and try to figure out how you're going to do logistics and all of that because it's in a completely separate city. But I was able to figure all of that out, and then I went to Oregon State. And okay, then from there, class, 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 then graduated. And it's like, wow, okay. And so that's the reason that I'm really like, I really like this gold coin because it can symbolize physically, like, yes, I was able to accomplish this goal. And it really shows about the power of just taking one step forward, even if you don't see the future, even if you don't see how you're ever going to accomplish the goal. Because I can guarantee you, I did not think I was ever going to graduate. I did not think that I was ever going to become an engineer. When I was at that company, I remember looking at the engineers because it was the company that I was working for. I was on the production floor. I was doing kind of started as just a button pusher, just putting modules and devices, testing them, recording the results, all of that. Very simple tasks. But then I was very proactive. I wanted to learn as much as I could. So I kept asking, hey, can I get trained on this? Can I get trained on that? And I started moving into kind of robotics technician roles where I was fixing robots and stuff like that. So at that time, I remember looking at the engineers and just thinking like, wow, these people are so cool. They're so smart. They have everything under control. They just know how to fix everything. They're so knowledgeable. And I looked up to them. I so like they were my heroes, man. It was crazy. And I just never thought that I would be able to become that, both in terms of just the finances, the logistics, the all of that, but also I didn't believe in myself enough to say like, "Oh yeah, I'm smart enough to become an engineer." All of that, I didn't believe it. But I was able to take one step at a time, just one class. Did I pass the class? Yeah, I passed it. I got a good grade. Okay. Then let's take the next one. Same thing. Then the next one. And then eventually just like trying to not look at this huge journey and say, "Oh my gosh, it's too big. It's impossible." But instead just, okay, well, I don't know about this journey, but I do know about this next step. I can take this next step. I can do this. So you take one step. And then once you take that step, take the next one. So that I really like this. And then the other one that I got is this one right here. So I have two of them. This one is the last paycheck of my internship. So I on the last paycheck, this one's silver right here. It's a 1 ounce silver. So on the last paycheck for my internship, I bought this gold coin or this silver coin, and then on the first paycheck of my once I became an actual full-time engineer, I bought this gold coin right here. So it's something that's really nice that I'm able to look back on and really memorialize my like accomplishments that, okay, yes, I was able to accomplish this and really show the importance of just taking one step at a time, one step at a time. Even if you get demoralized, even if you feel like it's hopeless, just just keep going. Just one more step. And then once you take that one more step, okay, now you're at a better vantage point that you can figure out what's your next step and then take that next step. So that's just something if you guys are about to become an engineer, I would suggest just get yourself something for your first paycheck that you are able to keep for the rest of your life, that you're able to look back on and just remember this accomplishment. So that would be my suggestion. Take it or leave it if you want. That it's something that I really like, and I sometimes come back and look at this and just remember it. Like, okay. And it also helps to be able to say like, remember the mindset that you had when you accomplished this. That I was overly ecstatic that, oh my goodness, I became an engineer. And when I look at this gold coin, it just reminds me about that. Just like how happy I was, and to not take it for granted, and really helps me just boost boost my own just like thinking and push me forward. And so, yes. All right, well, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, subscribe. I do a whole bunch of engineering videos here on this channel. I do projects, I do some leak code, I do just trying to continue to improve myself, become a better and better engineer. I talk about engineering, etc. So if that is interesting, subscribe. I would love to have you around. Thank you for watching. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I will see you very soon.